Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome all WSPD and other sworn personnel. Well, good morning. My name is Cameron Kent. It is my pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to this grand occasion as we gather to celebrate the graduation of Winston-Salem Police Academy, Class 73. Please rise as the recruits of the Winston-Salem Police Department's 73rd Academy join us in the room with the WSPD training staff. Please remain standing as the WSPD Honor Guard presents our national colors and for the singing of our national anthem by Police Corporal Florette Gregory Phillips. And during the singing of the national anthem, it is the protocol of the Winston-Salem Police Department that sworn law enforcement officers salute if they are wearing a hat, and that non-sworn officers and staff place their right hand over their hearts. We would be honored if you would join us in observing that protocol.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Please be seated. I will now call forward Winston-Salem Police Chaplain, Dr. Ronnie Beatty, for our invocation. Dr. Beatty.
May we pray. Our Father, in the spirit of this wonderful season, we thank you for all the many bountiful blessings you have so wonderfully and bountifully blessed us with. We thank you for the Winston-Salem Police Department. Thank you for the administration. We thank you, Lord, for all of the men and women who have given and devoted a portion of their lives to the public service of this city. Today especially, we thank you for the men and women who are officially coming on board. We thank you for their families, the support of their families. And we ask today that you will give unto them the spirit of wisdom, compassion, professional courtesy as they begin to represent the city and the people of the city of Winston-Salem. We thank you for this wonderful occasion. We ask now for your leadership through the remaining part of this service, and we will thank you because we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Beatty. On June 4th, 2018, the 73rd class of the Winston-Salem Police Academy convened, and the men and women we recognize today began a quest to become Winston-Salem police officers. The coming weeks were filled with challenges, with difficulties, but with great accomplishments, all culminating today with 32 individuals who are seated before you on this stage, who have fulfilled that journey and now begin a new pursuit, one of public service and self-sacrifice. The city of Winston-Salem is guided by a council of 8 members. They are headed by our mayor, Alan Joines. Mayor Joines retired as the deputy city manager in 2000 after 30 years of service, and in 2001 was elected to his first term as mayor. He is now serving his 5th term, making him the longest serving mayor in our city's history. Please welcome our esteemed mayor, Alan Joines.
Thank you, Cameron. Good morning, everyone. As mayor of the city of Winston-Salem, it's my honor to bring you greetings on behalf of our 245,000 citizens who are excited about this day as we join welcome to the city family, these men and women who have agreed to step up and help protect us. I'm joined this morning by our Mayor Pro Tem Burke, whom you'll hear from in a moment, our Chairman of the Public Safety Committee, James Taylor, who you'll also hear from, as well as Councilmember Denise Adams from the North Ward, Councilmember Dan Bessie from the South West Ward, and Councilmember Jeff McIntosh from the Northwest Ward. Together, we form the City Council and provide the policy leadership for this city. You know, we see our role as one of making sure that our police department, through our chief and the staff and the officers and of the police department, have the things they need to make sure they can do the job to the best of their ability, the best training, which these men and women will probably attest to that they've experienced since this past June, the equipment, as well as the salaries, which is always a good part of it, to make sure we're compensating our police officers in a fair way and in a way that hopefully recognizes the importance that we place on that. To me, public safety is the most important thing that a local government provides for their citizens. Between our fire department and our police department, we're so fortunate to have two wonderful public safety agencies here in our city. On behalf of the citizens, once again, ladies and gentlemen of Class 73, thank you for stepping up and serving our community. We wish you the best over your career. I say thank you to the families and friends of these men and women who are here today. I know you've supported them as well and helped them through this quest, and you'll need to continue to support them as they go through their careers. So thank you. I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season. Good morning.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor Pro Tem and Councilmember Vivian H. Burke has served on our City Council since 1977. She is the longest-serving council member in our city's history, as well as this longest-serving chairman of the Public Safety Committee with 36 years in that post. She is now the committee's vice chairman. Please welcome Mayor Pro Tem and Councilmember of the Northeast Ward, Vivian H. Burke.
Good morning. I need to make a correction. Mr. McIntosh, our councilman, he is the vice chair. Stand up, Mr. McIntosh, so they'll know who the vice chair is. It is indeed a pleasure and honor for me to be here on this occasion. As I look each one of our graduates in their faces, I said a word of prayer, and I thought about their families and their friends, knowing that they have taken on one of the most difficult jobs that we can have in this city. The other day I was watching something on television, and they were talking about the bishop, no, he is a bishop, the Episcopal Bishop, Michael Curry. Michael Curry was the pastor at one time at the Episcopal Church on Howland and Martin Luther King. He left, he became a higher level for this country. He is the one that the Duchess and the Prince asked to be at their wedding. He was in Raleigh a few weeks ago, and he was helping people celebrate 150 years as a church there. But what he said was so important. He called out the firemen and the police. And he said that when you do your jobs, that you do it for love. You go, you save people, you put your lives out in danger, but you do it because you love what you're doing. And I want to know, with our police in this city, each and every day that I walk the city, each and every day and nighttime when I go to bed, I feel safe. We have a committed police department, and our chaplain has said some things, and I agree with them also. Our mayor said some things, and I agree with what he said. And I thought about our city manager. We have 200 and I believe the mayor said 40-some thousand people. When the city manager goes home, his home is not where he lives. His home is where 240-some thousand people live. And his responsibility is to make sure they are safe, and we are safe and sound. We, as elected officials, when we go home, I believe we represent, people have about 30-some thousand people each one of us may represent. When we go to our homes, when we close our doors, our hearts and minds are still open for the people we serve. And I want you to know that we are committed, and I want these police, as I looked at your young faces, and I'm always pleased and happy when I look at these young faces, knowing you have all this energy and that you're going to give us 100% of what you have. I will also say to you, I congratulate you, and I thank you for serving all of us, and to the families for giving your young ones to us to make us safe and sound each and every day that God gives us. And God bless all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Burke. A city manager oversees the day-to-day operations and the delivery of city services by more than 2,400 city employees whose goal it is to work as one team committed to excellence. Lee Garrity often notes that as one team, not just police, not just utilities, not just fire or planning, but as one team, the city can always do whatever it wants to do, whatever challenges it's facing. Please welcome our city manager, Mr. Lee Garrity.
Good morning. I want to recognize all the family members and out-of-town guests. Law enforcement, public safety graduations, it's a celebration, and we really appreciate all of the guests that have come and the individuals that have come from other law enforcement agencies to celebrate the success of the young men and women that are sitting here to my left. We truly appreciate your commitment. None of these folks could be here today if it wasn't for you. And they'll need you for the next 30 years in their careers. Law enforcement is different than most other professions, and they are truly marrying the city of Winston-Salem in many ways. And we really deeply appreciate what each of you do to help us and help our community. That being said, I want to also say that our 2,400 city employees, we are all, as Mr. Kent said, we are all one team, and we are committed to helping law enforcement improve quality of life. We often say you can't arrest our way out of some of our challenges in our community, but there are many other departments and many other things that we do to improve quality of life, to assist neighborhoods, to work with communities that make the job so much better for all of us and all of you. We are committed to work together to provide you the tools, the resources, to have a very successful career. I'm delighted to see you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Garrity. Councilmember James Taylor Jr. is in his third term on the Winston-Salem City Council, representing the Southeast Ward. He is a 2003 graduate of the Criminal Justice Program at North Carolina Central University in Durham, and he serves as the chairman of the Public Safety Committee. Please welcome Councilmember from the Southeast Ward, James Taylor Jr.
Good morning. I bring you greetings on behalf of the Public Safety Committee for the City of Winston-Salem. The Public Safety Committee consists of at least 3 entities. There is the Emergency Management Department led by Mr. August Vernon. We have the Fire Department led by Chief Trey Mayo, who's here with us today. And also the Police Department, which is the reason why we're here, led by our Chief, Katrina Thompson. And I agree with Mayor Jones and those who have presented before me that public safety is certainly the most important entity or the most important service that any local government can provide to the people in this community. So thank you for all you do every single day to provide a high quality of service for the people of this community. I also have the responsibility of recognizing any other elected officials who might be in the room. I know that we have our clerk of court, Ms. Susan Fried, who's with us today. We have our speaker of the hour, Mr. Jim O'Neill, who I will introduce in just one moment. Are there any other elected officials who we may have missed today? Before I introduce the speaker, I want to take another moment of personal privilege and just thank Recruit Class 73 for both hearing and answering the call to service. I know firsthand, as first of all a native of this community, that there are times in public service where you will be away from your family. There'll be times where you'll be away from your friends during holidays and special events. But I assure you that our community and our lives will be better off because you're in it. I want to thank you. I want to say thanks to the friends and family who are in the audience who are sharing them with us today. Friends, family, all those who have come from out of town to be here with us. If you please join me in giving Recruit Class 73 a round of applause. Thank you. Now to the speaker of the hour. Our keynote speaker today is our district attorney, Mr. Jim O'Neill. Jim O'Neill was appointed by Governor Bev Perdue as Forsyth County District Attorney in November 2009, and is currently serving his second term as Forsyth County's elected district attorney. Prior to his appointment, he served as an assistant district attorney under former DA Tom Keith. Since taking over as the district attorney of Forsyth County, Jim has instituted a prosecution program targeting sex offenders living within our community, as well as a new program designed to focus resources on prosecuting chronic criminal offenders. In addition to those initiatives, DA O'Neill started an elder abuse task force protecting senior members of our community. In 2018, he spearheaded the DA's Treatment Alternative Data Program, the first of its kind to help those who are struggling with opioid addiction. Jim is a veteran prosecutor who started serving Forsyth County DA's office in 1997. A graduate of Duke University, Jim earned his law degree from New York Law School. And over the past 20 years, Jim has prosecuted some of the most serious and violent offenders in our community. He has served in many leadership roles in the office, including Chief Motor Vehicle Prosecutor. He was also Forsyth County's first dedicated domestic violence prosecutor. While his career consumes a significant portion of his time, Jim finds time to give back to the community in his role as head coach for the men's lacrosse team at R.J. Reynolds High School. He also has served as a board member for hospice, SCAN, and the Industries for the Blind. He currently serves on the board of Senior Services. Jim and his wife, Una O'Neill, are the parents of two beautiful daughters and a handsome son. Please join me in giving a warm round of applause for our speaker of the hour, Mr. Jim O'Neill.
It's dangerous when we get a lawyer behind the microphone here. I would like to just add one point of addition to what Councilmember Taylor just summarized about my background, and that is this past year I partnered with our wonderful clerk of court, Susan Fry, in bringing the first of its kind, a data program here to Forsyth County. We are the only county in the state that treats heroin and opioid addiction as well as alcohol addiction in the jail. And it's a partnership that I made with Ms. Fry, and I'm just couldn't say enough good things about her, and I'm glad you're here today to help us celebrate. I am extremely honored to be here today and celebrating with you, the graduates of Class 73, and your families as you embark on this new journey in your lives. From this day forth, you will no longer be just ordinary citizens. Instead, you will be transformed into servants of the bravest, most courageous profession on earth. You are becoming police officers. For as we learn through John 15. Greater love hath no one than this, to lay down one's life for his friends. When you leave here today, I want you to be reminded of 3 rules. Rule number 1, you go home and see your family every single night at the end of your shift. You stay alive. The WSPD is responsible for approximately 85% of the cases that my office prosecutes, day in and day out. In our urban community, I have had to assign 4 prosecutors that do nothing more than handle drug cases. I have 2 prosecutors that are assigned to handle the child molestation cases. 2 full-time lawyers. I have 6 full-time lawyers that do nothing more than handle the violent crime that's committed in our community. All this for a total population in the city of approximately 250,000. The reason I share these numbers with you is to remind you that while the brave have no fear, you are going to witness and encounter how heinous, atrocious, and cruel human beings can be to one another. How the most vulnerable in our community can be victimized. And how some choose to make a living off the pain and suffering of other human beings. It is dangerous out there. Your safety is paramount. And while you are going to become the city's first line of defense against those who would prey on our society, do not ever put yourself in a vulnerable position where you could be hurt. When the adrenaline is pumping through your body and you arrive out there on the scene, take a moment, assess, and determine whether or not you need to wait for backup. Your number 1 priority from this day forth is to go home alive at the end of your shift. You go home and you hug your loved ones. Which brings me to rule number 2. Speaking of your loved ones, honor your family. Yours is the only profession that requires you to put on a bulletproof vest every single day when you go to work. During the course of your career, you will put yourself in harm's way day after day, again and again and again. But for you, it's in your DNA, which is why you're sitting here today. Your families, friends, and loved ones will be thinking about you every day that you go to work. And you need to remember that. Check with them periodically to let them know that you're okay. They will support you, love you, and comfort you when challenges present themselves. Honor your family. They are to be treasured, and you will need them in the years to come. I promise you. Rule number 3, treat everyone you come in contact with as you would like to be treated. In this community, people will honor you and thank you for your service by anonymously buying you a lunch. Children will come up to you in the street and ask that you take a picture with them. Adults will hug you, embrace you, and cry in your arms when you come to their rescue. But you will also encounter members of the community that are guarded when they see you in the blue uniform. You must treat all that you come into contact with, everyone, with respect and dignity. And for those that are guarded when they see you, your goal is to transform their opinion so that law enforcement will look different in their eyes. And while that is going to be a challenge at times, there are all sorts of professions that you could have chosen. Instead, you answered a calling, a belief that you could make a difference in your own community, a desire to keep your neighbors and friends safer. And every citizen in this community matters, every citizen, regardless of what they're dealing with at that moment. Win them over and let them see you as I do, as the most honest and courageous people walking our streets. When you first got hired by the Winston-Salem Police Department, there were 44 recruits that started in your class. Today, there are only 32 of you that had the strength, the resolve, and the intestinal fortitude to make it to graduation. You have been physically and mentally challenged in ways most of society could never endure. In my travels across the state and my interactions with law enforcement and prosecutorial districts from the coast to the mountains over the last 20 years, I have come to one firm belief about our community, that the men and women of the Winston-Salem Police Department are simply the best trained, the most professional, most competent, most compassionate force in our state. You, members of the class of '73, are joining an elite team. The best of the best. And I am humbled to stand before you today. About 18 months ago, I received a call when I was at work. It was from our babysitter. And she was hysterically screaming into the phone. My 5-year-old child had gone missing. I felt my heart sink. I ran out of the office and headed to my car, dialing 911. By the time I arrived out at my house 8 minutes later, the neighborhood was swarming with police cars. You see, unfortunately, in my job, there are those that would wish me harm. And my thoughts ran wild about what could happen to my child, my flesh and blood. But it was that moment when I pulled into my driveway and I saw Riga and his team out there, and I was overcome by a calmness, a belief in my stomach that everything was going to be okay. After about 15 agonizing minutes, my child was found safe, sleeping in the back of a spare car in our driveway. I was torn between wanting to tan his hide and hug him until my arms fell off. And Riga pulled me aside and he said, Jimmy, no speeches. Just go hug your child. I'll never forget that day and how I was treated by the members in blue. To the class of '73, today, you enter a partnership, not only with the citizens of this community, but with the prosecutors in my office as well. We will work closely together in the years to come to better protect and serve the citizens of our community and to pursue justice for victims in our community. I am truly honored to have had the opportunity to address you all today. I hope that as you go forward, you will remember the 3 rules that I spoke to you about. I hope you will remind yourself every day as you're putting a uniform on those 3 rules. They are based upon my experiences and observations over the last 20+ years. They will serve you well in the years to come, I promise. You, class of '73, are now the peacekeepers of our society. The peacekeepers. And no society can exist without rules and laws. And so, blessed are you, the peacekeepers, for you are truly the children of God. I wish you all a Merry Christmas. I hope you all stay blessed. Remember those 3 rules and come home alive after every shift. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Can you stay here for a moment? Chief Thompson, could you join us on stage?
Thank you. Our department is very fortunate to enjoy a professional relationship with our district attorney's office. Our district attorney, Jim O'Neill, and every member of his office are always open, prepared, and willing to help us. Our relationship is professional but personal, as we all believe in speaking for those who can't speak for themselves and in providing justice for the families of victims in our community. It is always our goal to make those accountable for offending citizens and visitors in our community. Whether it's late night, early morning, weekends, or holidays, we're working, and if we need to call our district attorney, Jim O'Neill, at his home while he's with his family, or any member of his office, they always answer the phone. This weekend was no different. We want to take this time to thank Jim, District Attorney O'Neill, and his office for always being there to help us protect the physical security of the citizens of Winston-Salem. Jim. Please accept this as a token of our appreciation for your time and your dedication, not just to our citizens, but also to making the world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Chief, and thank you, Mr. O'Neill, for those inspiring words. I feel uniquely qualified to be your MC this morning because in 1996, I went through BLET, all of the training. Had I done better in the classroom portion, I might have been sitting where you are today. My training included getting OC'd by your training staff. And I might be my imagination, but I have always felt like they took a little more pleasure than they should have in OCing a news reporter. But through that experience, I learned a lot, and I developed a great admiration for the training staff. Please allow me a moment to introduce the full-time training staff who have prepared these young men and women for this day. These dedicated individuals are committed to the success of the organization through the development and the education of personnel. They work tirelessly on numerous projects and programs while providing unwavering support to not only these recruits, but veteran officers as well. On many days, the training staff arrives well before dawn to begin physical training. They often work very late into the evening. They are truly a team of professionals who devote all their efforts into molding these individuals into a team themselves and part of Winston-Salem's finest. Please stand when your name is called. Acting Assistant Chief Christopher Lauder, Captain Michael Cardwell, Lieutenant Catherine Allen, Sergeant Marcus Hamilton, Sergeant Michael Fleming, Corporal Jeremy Henry, Corporal James Gerald, Corporal Thomas Day, Corporal Mark Bollinger, Police Officer Brian Dawson, and Senior Office Assistant Celeste Vargas. Please join me in giving these individuals a well-deserved round of applause. If you're a member of the recruiting division of the Human Resources Department who assisted in the application and the selection process for these recruits, would you please stand at this time? Not everyone who wants to be a Winston-Salem police officer is accepted into the academy, so the men and women that you see here are members of a team that reviewed more than 417 applications to seat the group that included this class, Class 73. The recruiting staff for the Police Academy Class 73 includes the following personnel: Sergeant Veron Chu, Corporal Sheena Nelson, Officer Rodney Hutchins, Officer Jimmy Fulk, Officer Jared Barnes, and retired police officers Robert Boyd, Lyman Clark, Debbie Wilkins, Paul O'Neill, Al Vance, James Johnson, and David Lamb, and also Human Resources Analyst Lisa Means. Please join me in giving these individuals a well-deserved round of applause. I will ask now that the instructors who assisted in the Academy instruction as field training officers please rise. There are more than 100 state-certified instructors in the department and at Forsyth Technical Community College who contributed to the training of these recruits. These are just a small sampling of the instructor pool that provided more than 1,000 hours of instruction. Their dedication and their professionalism and their hard work, all a testament to what we have here today. Among those standing are representatives of the Post-Academy Training Program. These are Field Training Officers, or FTOs. WSPD's Post-Academy Training Program involves the assignment of an entry-level officer with an FTO who serves as a guide and a model for an inexperienced officer. The FTO undertakes a dual role, patrol officer and also trainer. As a trainer, that field training officer must build upon the primary education that the entry-level officer has already received. FTO is the primary force that molds the new officer into a professional, productive member of the WSPD. Please join me in thanking these officers and Academy instructors and our field training officers. As is customary at Academy graduation, the recruits of this class, Class 73, have voted one of their classmates to deliver a graduation speech on behalf of the entire class. The recruit representing and delivering the graduation speech for Class 73 is Recruit Joshua Little.
I'm going to lighten the mood just a little bit, representing our class here. We're a unique group. So first of all, just want to say thank you to the mayor pro tem, council members, city manager, chief, fellow officers. Special thanks to the instructional staff. Guys, you guys mean more to us than you'll ever know. You're a cornerstone to our career, and you've set a standard that we're going to hold the rest of our sergeants and corporals too, and they have big shoes to fill following you guys. And especially to our family and friends. Without you guys, we would not even be sitting up here. We wouldn't have the desire to be up here, so we thank you for that. Thank you to Mr. O'Neill and to Mr. Kent as well. Thank you, Class 73, for the honor of allowing me to represent our class. I've watched several previous class speeches in an effort to prepare for this, but none really fit my or our personality. We didn't want it to be a cookie-cutter kind of speech, so we're going to have a little bit of fun. I wanted this to truly reflect who we are. We all know each other, what we've gone through since June 4th. Everybody in this room, we know what we've gone through since June 4th of this year. We know about the PT. We know about the academics. We know about the state test, the pepper spray, and being tased. All that's just common knowledge and obvious to each recruit class. But I wanted to focus on a little bit of the uniqueness of who we are collectively. Since June 4th, we've been introduced to several new and big things, such as, large chins. No chins at all, maybe. Tremendous foreheads and ears. Big egos that have been humbled, me included in some of that. Shiny knee braces. We've learned how to speak Mason Hooker, so class, if you will, respond to Hooker's call, please. Ready? 3, 2, 1. You just got to know us, guys. You got to know us. We were also introduced to the new shape, a new shape in the realm of geometry, and we call it Gary. We've learned that when you're waiting on Sarge and you get told he's coming and the door opens, you hear, "Behind your seats, please." We are so tired of hearing that. And we also, the biggest thing we got to see was we got to witness what is known as, from scientists, is what is known as an ontol in the wild. That's pretty interesting. Winston-Salem, be ready. But through all this, what we've learned, the things that we've learned that I think we're going to carry through and moving forward in our careers can be summed up in just a few words. These words have been a vital part of our journey together. These words are integrity, commitment, and family. And pretty much all those have already been spoken on today by other people. The instructional staff and the command staff have harped on these characteristics that make up the reasons these words and their meanings are so important to us as a class. For that, we are forever grateful and have for the memories and the experiences we have had to reflect on as we move forward. Integrity. Having integrity to us means being honest at all times. Doing things, completing tasks, answering the call based on being a servant instead of implementing our own individual ideas and opinions. Having our ethics and our morals in check instead of our ego and pride, and thinking of the end result and the whole picture instead of that just particular moment. Commitment. Being committed to something means being dedicated wholeheartedly. Being dedicated and loyal to a cause or a technique. To continuously train, to continuously educate ourselves, and to execute whatever task is presented with precision and trust in how we developed our skills and technique. And most importantly, especially for me, and I think I speak for everyone here, family. I'm a Webster's Dictionary kind of guy. I guess that's just my generation. With that said, I looked up the definition of a true meaning of family. And what I found just spoke to me, and I wanted to add that here. A family is a group of people who want, as well as choose, to be together, embraced by a bond so powerful and strong that not even the slightest test of trials or troubles can breach. Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. Let us not forget that true meaning. As I've stated, we're a unique group of individuals that make up this class. We have cultural diversity. We are from many different areas of the country. There are several people that have interesting talents and experiences. Some might surprise you. We are from different generations. I'm from a generation of my own up here. We have different family dynamics, and we have experienced tragedy together. We've had classmates marry their significant others. We've sweated, we've bled, we've cried, we've been angry, we've laughed. We've shared about every emotion you can think of together. With that, there is something that we will forever be able to say that no one can ever take from us, nor be a part of, and that is we are Class 73. We are a family of 32 that will be there for one another and hopefully hold each other accountable. Congratulations, 73. I am proud to stand beside you. Good luck in your future, and may you work hard to accomplish all you set out to do. Be safe, and God bless.
Thank you, Recruit Little. I have a feeling we might be calling you Chief Little one day. So be nice to him. Traditionally, the Winston-Salem Police Department presents special awards during graduation to members of each class who have distinguished themselves during their academy training. Today, we honor 3 members of Class 73 with the following awards: the Vivian H. Burke Character Award, the Honor Graduate Award, and our highest award, the Lieutenant Aaron G. Tice Jr. Colleague Award. We will begin with the Vivian H. Burke Character Award, and please welcome back to our stage our city manager to present this award, Mr. Lee Garrity.
Character. If you look in the dictionary, we just talked about Webster's, didn't we? We look in the dictionary, Webster defines character. But what really is character? Character is what you do when no one's looking. Character are those qualities of respect, dignity, professionalism that you do even when the show isn't on. I have the honor for each graduating class, both police and fire, to present the Vivian H. Burke Character Award. As was mentioned earlier, Mayor Pro Tem Burke, Dr. Burke, has served this community tirelessly for 42 years, I believe, in the City Council. I can attest personally that every day she does city business. She is dedicated to this community, and she has taught many of us many of those qualities of character. Recently, the City Council, the Mayor and City Council, recognized her by naming the Public Safety Center. You've probably seen the new sign. It's the Vivian H. Burke Public Safety Center. Today, I have the honor of awarding the Vivian H. Burke Award. This individual will be recognized at the Beatty Building along with the previous graduates. And it is a distinct honor today to give this award to Bailey Van.
Thank you, Lee. The Honor Graduate Award will be presented by Assistant Chief Natasha Miles, and today Chief Miles will also be representing Beth Hutchins, the widow of Sergeant Mickey Hutchins, who was killed in the line of duty on October 12th, 2009. She apologizes for not being able to be with us today. Chief?
Good morning. I am honored to recognize the honor graduate this morning. Entry-level training for members of Class 73 consisted 1,000 plus hours of law enforcement training in 36 different subject matters that required a written exam and in some courses a practical application exam. The honor graduate is represented to that trainee who has the highest academic grade average overall. The honor graduate for Police Academy Class 73 completed the training with a 98.14 grade point average. I stand before you this morning on behalf of Beth Hutchins, again, who is the widow of Sergeant Mickey Hutchins, who died in the line of duty on October 12th in 2009. Mickey was also the honor graduate for his class, and I stand before you today to recognize honor graduate, recruit Mason Hooker. just so you're aware that Beth Hutchins is responsible for making this particular award happen to honor the legacy of Sergeant Mickey Hutchins. Again, congratulations.
Thank you, Chief. And now for the highest award that an Academy member can receive. This award is one which each officer present here today is familiar with and cherishes as a symbol and a reminder of the great price that members of this profession might be asked to pay for the privilege of serving our community in law enforcement. Acting Assistant Chief Christopher Lauder will now present the Lieutenant Aaron G. Tice Jr. Colleague Award. Also coming to the stage is Mrs. Tanya Tice.
Thank you. The Lieutenant Aaron G. Tice Jr. Colleague Award honors the memory of Lieutenant Aaron Jerome Tice Jr., a highly respected 24-year veteran of the police department who was killed in the line of duty June 26, 1992. Let us pause a moment of silence to remember Lieutenant Tice, Sergeant Mickey Hutchins, and all the police officers who have given their lives in service to their fellow citizens. Thank you. We are honored to have Lieutenant Tice's widow with us today, Ms. Tanya Tice. And I'll be honest with you, as I read through the graduation material and the script and kind of the impact of this award, I reached out, and Mrs. Tice and I had a conversation Wednesday night. We've had conversations in the past. And I had a few takeaways from that conversation. Of course, we're filling in the gaps of 26 years ago and what she's had to endure, what she's had to face. Keep in mind, she's also lost a son during this time, Michael. Last weekend, after the parade in her community, she told me a story I'm going to share with you. She has a tree out in her yard that her son and her husband, Jerome, planted years ago, and it's about 4 feet tall. And every year the tradition was, and the family was to decorate that tree as a Christmas tree. Well, that tree is now taller than the roof line of her house. And last Saturday, a family walked into her development, came into her yard, stopped in front of the tree, and took a family picture. And in her own way, that meant the world to Mrs. Tice, because she said to me, that tree is Jerome, and that tree is Michael. I went back and read a quote from the Winston-Salem Journal, June 27, 1992. This is from one of Lieutenant Tice's supervisors reflecting on his character. And he said, quote, "You could not have a conversation with him," referring to Lieutenant Tice, "where he didn't have something to say about his wife or his son." And this is a day after his death. 6 years ago, June, right before the 26th of June 2012, marking the 20-year anniversary of Lieutenant Tice's death, I was serving in the Chief's office as a staff liaison lieutenant. Started receiving phone calls from the media, reporters, wanting to speak with Ms. Tice, wanting to revisit that day in June 26, 1992. So as I took down the information, the phone calls, the responses, I thought about my response to Mrs. Tice, opening old wounds, having her revisit what she's been through, what she's had to endure. And I can stand here today to tell you, she handled every request, every question, every inquiry with character and dignity and grace, honoring her late husband. She asked if there was anything more she could do and questioned just a little bit her participation in this ceremony to show you what she's made of. Having Mrs. Tice here today, as she's been for many graduation ceremonies, is truly an honor for the sworn and non-sworn personnel of the police department. Mrs. Tice, thank you for the support you have shown the police department and by honoring your late husband in many positive ways. You have found a silver lining by turning a tragic loss into an avenue of recognition for a deserving member of each BLET class. Thank you. Now for the script of this. If you were to take a survey asking a community to identify those qualities it desires in its police officers, the list would likely include words such as hardworking, competent, and professional, just to name a few. If you were to take a survey, a police department asking officers to identify those qualities they desire in a coworker, you would likely see the same words I've already mentioned. Additionally, you would see phrases such as courageous, strong, trustworthy, and dependable. A few weeks before each class recruit graduation, all the members of each class are asked to vote for one of their peers who they believe best demonstrates those qualities we have mentioned this morning. Class 73 has chosen that representative from within their ranks. So keep in mind, this isn't anything that command staff or members of the police department votes on. Men and women you see here decided this award. The Lieutenant Aaron Jerome Tice Jr. Colleague Award for Class 73 is presented to recruit Ryan Burns.
Thank you, Mrs. Tice. And Chris, on a personal note, I will always remember a ride-along we did together on a snowy Christmas Eve 20 years ago when he could have been home with his family. Instead, he was out there in a patrol car answering burglar alarms and pulling people out of ditches who put the chains on the front of their car instead of the back. That will always be a reminder of the spirit and the mission of the Winston-Salem Police Department, and you embody that, so thank you for that evening. Please welcome to the stage now Winston-Salem Police Chief Katrina Thompson.
It's a great day in Winston-Salem. I want to pause just for a moment to say how fitting it is that Recruit Burns received the Colleague Award today. Just yesterday, we had our traditional lunch, myself and command staff, with the recruits, and just reminded them what we've been telling them since June 4th. During that luncheon, Sergeant Hamilton shared with us a voicemail that he had received from a citizen just recently. And the voicemail was where a citizen was commending Recruit Burns for changing a tire. Changing a tire. That if I remember the comment correctly, we were told that if he is an example of what our recruit class and our police department is like, we've got a gem. Congratulations and thank you for representing the city of Winston-Salem in such a professional and compassionate manner. Mayor Joines, Mayor Pro Tem Burke, Public Safety Chair Taylor, and members of our wonderful City Council, thank you for your support for the police department. For without your support, we could not do the job that we do every day. Thanks to our mayor, Lee Garrity, thanks to our city manager, Mr. Lee Garrity, and also our assistant city manager that's responsible for the police department, and that's Ms. Tasha Logan Ford, for your support continuously, working with us continuously to advance the profession and our level of leadership and law enforcement in our city. I want to also thank and recognize our other law enforcement partners in the room, members of any other law enforcement agency, local, federal, or state. Please stand. I saw some members of. Don't be shy, please stand. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Class 73, congratulations. You've made it this far. Since June 4th, you've heard us tell you that you have entered a profession where only a chosen few would dare to consider. We've told you over and over and over and over and over and over again that nothing is more important than your integrity. Never compromise it. I want you to remember that you were not promised to be respected while doing your job, but you are expected to be respectful to all citizens you come in contact with while on duty. Whether it's searching for a lost child or effecting arrest of one of our most violent offenders. The expectation is that you will represent this department and this city with the utmost professionalism. You will see the worst of the worst in our society, all while experiencing how it feels to be a member of the best and most noble profession in the world. We are Homeland Security here in Winston-Salem. In all you do, remember to always protect our homeland. Sergeant Hamilton. As a duly appointed Basic Law Enforcement Training Sergeant for the Winston-Salem Police Department, do you personally certify that the students of Class 73 of the Winston-Salem Police Academy have met all school requirements and regulations and have successfully completed all courses and activities that comprise the basic law enforcement training?
Yes, ma'am.
Sergeant Hamilton, having provided assurance that the members of Class 73 of the Winston-Salem Police Academy have met all requirements which entitle them to receive a certificate signifying successful completion of the Winston-Salem Police Department's prescribed training program, please present these students for graduation the receipt of their certificate and the badges of their office.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is tradition with Academy graduation that as I call the name of each recruit, they shall come forward and receive their certificate and be congratulated by the dignitaries down in front. Additionally, as part of our ceremony, each member of Class 73 has selected someone to share in the honor of presenting him or her with the badge of office and the pinning of it upon them for the very first time. This badge serves as a symbol of public faith. It is accepted as an acknowledgement of public trust and obligates those who wear it to extremely high standards of personal and professional conduct, well beyond the expectations of the citizens that you serve. Class 73, you are fully aware that not everyone can earn this badge. Be proud of your accomplishments and never tarnish the image of the badge that you are about to receive. I would like for those friends and family members who have been selected to pin your badge on your loved one to now move to the right side of the room, where members of Behind the Blue Line will assist you. There's some tape on the floor that has the names of the recruits, so please line up by your recruit's name. And in keeping with the dignity of this ceremony, we ask that you please hold your applause until after all the graduates have recited the oath of office. Kevin Antal. Mauricio Araya. DeAndre Armstrong. Ryan Burns. William Kavanaugh. Morgan Cooper. Daniel Kroll. Michael Cuddy. Stephen Durham. Mercedes Evanovsky. Jarrett Forstell. Terrence Gibbs. John Gonzalez. Caleb Gray. Travis Hale. Kyle Hartley. Jacob Hester. Mason Hooker. Cullen Keenan. Lane Lamb. Joshua Little. Stephen Mabe. Gregory Mager. Michael Mast. Christopher Meyer. Matthew Patrick. Adriana Pritchard. Michael Smith. Sebastian Traziak. Bailey Van. Stephen Weymouth. Justin White. I would like to now call forward the Clerk of Superior Court, Susan Fry. She will administer the oath of office.
If you would gather your Bible, place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. If you wish to affirm, please raise your right hand. I, if you would individually state your name.
Gregory Maker. Michael Mast. Christopher Meyer. Matthew Patrick. Adriana Pritchard. Michael Smith. Sebastian Trelier. Bailey Van. Stephen Weymouth. Justin White.
If you would, as a group, repeat after me. Do solemnly swear that I will be alert and vigilant.
Do solemnly swear that I will be alert and vigilant.
To enforce the criminal laws of the state.
To enforce the criminal laws of the state.
That I will not be influenced in any manner on account of personal bias or prejudice.
That I will not be influenced in any manner.
We got it, okay. That I will support and maintain the Constitution and the laws of the United States.
I will support and maintain the Constitution and the laws of the United States.
And the Constitution and the laws of North Carolina.
The Constitution and the laws of North Carolina.
Not inconsistent therewith.
Not inconsistent therewith.
And that I will be faithful and impartial.
That I will be faithful and impartial.
In discharge and execution of my duties. As a law enforcement officer. According to the best of my skills. Abilities. And judgment. So help me God. Say I do. Or this is my affirmation. Okay. Thank you. You may take your hands down. Congratulations. Remain standing.
Audience, you may take your seats as the men and women here on stage remain standing. Class 73, you are now officially members of an elite group of highly trained police officers, and you are held by both the public and the government to the highest standards of conduct. Those standards are known as the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics, and it is printed in today's program on page 11. I invite the audience to follow along as these new police officers join all sworn law enforcement personnel here today in reciting that code. Will be led by Assistant Chief Wilson S. Weaver II.
Good afternoon, and thank you for attending this great celebration with us. The Law Enforcement Code of Ethics is that standard by which law enforcement officers state their commitment to ethical actions and ethical behavior. I'd like to invite all law enforcement officers in the room to please stand and recite with me the North Carolina Criminal Justice Education and Training Standards Commission Law Enforcement Code of Ethics. It's on page 11. As a law enforcement officer, my fundamental duty is to serve mankind, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder, and to respect the constitutional rights of all men to liberty, equality, and justice. I will keep my private life unsullied as an example to all, maintain courageous calm in the face of danger, scorn, or ridicule, develop self-restraint, and be constantly mindful of the welfare of others. Honest in thought and deed in both my personal and official life, I will be exemplary in obeying the laws of the land and the regulations of my department. Whatever I see or hear of a confidential nature or that is confided to me in my official capacity will be kept ever secret unless revelation is necessary in the performance of my duty. I will never act officiously or permit personal feelings, prejudices, animosities, or friendships to influence my decisions, with no compromise for crime and with relentless prosecution of criminals. I will enforce the law courteously and appropriately without fear or favor, malice or ill will, never employing unnecessary force or violence, and never accepting gratuities. I recognize the badge of my office is a symbol of faith, and I accept it as a public trust to be held so long as I am true to the ethics of the police service. I will constantly strive to achieve these objectives and ideals, dedicating myself before God to my chosen profession, law enforcement. Congratulations, Class 73. Welcome to Field Services Bureau, Patrol Division.
Thank you, Chief. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please remain seated while the new graduates, our ceremony participants, and our veteran officers with the Winston-Salem Police Department exit the room. Thank you for coming today. Please join the recruits and the staff in the reception area afterwards to offer your congratulations. The class will form up briefly for a group portrait. Photographers will be available for the next 30 minutes to take photographs of the new officers and their families. Thank you for coming today, and thank you for your continued support of the Winston-Salem Police Department. Sergeant Hamilton, please dismiss your class.